So now that we've covered one of the Linux-based tools, such as Nmap, let's talk about SuperScan, which is almost the graphical Windows equivalent of Nmap. Although personally, I don't think it's quite as effective or fast, it's definitely a good Windows scanner. It's actually developed by Foundstone, who actually releases quite a few good free security tools. So it might be worth your time to go out and check out the Foundstone site and download some of their free security tools. Its GUI interface is actually very easy to use, so let's actually jump over into our Windows box and take a look at this program. So when you extract it after you download it, it basically drops into, with a couple of files here, into that folder. We can simply double click on the executable and it will run for us. At this point, we can actually select various options associated with the scan process. So we can choose an individual host name or IP address, which we'll type in now. And we simply hit the over arrow key and it adds it into the list. We can choose if we want to do host discovery, where we can request information from that host. We can do UDP and TCP port scan options, choosing whether we want simple TCP data type or data and ICMP type. We can optimize the port sequences by specifying a static source port. And by default, we've got most of the good common ports selected to be scanned. We can go under Scan Options and choose our scan speed, allowing us to basically choose the level of stealth that we want to utilize, and choose various options such as the number of passes for host discovery and service discovery, whether we want to actually resolve the host name of the IP address, and even add in certain tools to use after the scan's complete. We also have various options available for Windows enumeration, as well as the standard scanning features. So there are definitely lots of useful utilities in this program. So we're going to go ahead and initiate our scan by clicking the play key. And it goes through its processes and it gives you kind of a real-time feedback. It tells us that we discovered the machine and we're grabbing banners right now from the various ports that might have that possibility. As you can see, by default we did a send scan, and we're currently scanning both TCP and UDP packets. So at this point everything's done, and we can view the results by clicking on the View HTML Results key. This actually allows us to create user-friendly reports to be presented to coworkers or management or whatever the case may be. So we can see various pieces of information as we go about the process. We were able to gain anonymous access to the FTP server. We can tell you that it's Windows NT version 5. We can see the HTTP header, versions of PHP and Apache that are running. We can see the NetBIOS information associated with that system, and even the SQL information associated with that box, and a brief summary at the end. So as you can see, SuperScan is an extremely user-friendly graphical interface that provides you with a very useful information set when it's all said and done. So let's not forget about some of the Windows enumeration option information that we might have. So we're going to go ahead and drop our host in there and see what kind of information we can get back. So we can see our NetBIOS information, and remember, we haven't authenticated to the system. We're just doing anonymous requests. And you can see lots of information. We can see registry keys that have anonymous information. We can see services that are running on the system. We can see the shares, the accounts that are associated there, the time of day for that system, the various interfaces associated with that system, and the services working with those. And we can even see the user accounts. Administrator, there's a vendor account apparently, an iNet user account for that system, so lots of information can be gathered here as well. In addition, we can actually run information about host names or URLs and gain information about internet-based servers.